come back out. But then again, I know you like recognition, and everybody else likes recognition, so I appreciate it. Mom, stop playing with your camera. You're distracting me.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Hang on one second.
Right.
I'm going to mute everybody and then unmute you. There you
go. Okay, cool. So I just sent you a message, Melissa. Did you happen to do recognition or anything today? You're muted. I can't hear you. Anyways, if you just send me a message, I'll get it when I'm done. Anyways, so I wanted to talk to you guys today about getting out of your own head. And like Melissa said, being the only guy on this team, actually now I'm not the only guy on this team, there's a few more here, but being the guy on the team for a little while, I had to learn a few things about getting uncomfortable, like really uncomfortable with myself. And, to begin with, last year I was really uncomfortable with myself to begin with. I didn't feel like I belonged in my own skin. I wasn't happy with who I was. I wasn't happy with where I was going in my business and my relationship. I wasn't really happy with anything. And like Melissa said, thanks. Like Melissa said, I ended up getting in touch with April, and she ended up pulling me onto this team. So that I could try to find something in my life that I could feel good about. I couldn't control the stresses that were in my life. I couldn't control the things that life were throwing at me. I couldn't control everything at work, even though I owned my own damn company. But the one thing I found that I could control was my own health and fitness. And, this team has really changed my life. It has made me a super positive person. You guys have seen my posts on Facebook recently. I lost 55 pounds. I'm in the best shape I've ever been. And I am just ecstatic that I get to share some stuff with you guys tonight. So I'm going to ask you guys probably a few tough questions tonight. And I want you guys to really think about this. My first question for you guys is, who are you? Like, I know everybody's name, and I know a little bit about you guys, but who really are you? What do you define yourself as? And I'll get into that a little bit more. I'm just going to give you your questions right now. Where are you right now? Obviously on this call, you're in your house, or you're driving someplace, or you're just kind of listening in, but where are you right now in life? Where were you in life? Like, I know where I was 6 months ago. Most of you guys know where I was 6 months ago, but maybe you don't know where I was a year ago or 10 years ago. And the last thing I want you to think about is, where are you going? Because without that vision of looking forward to the future, you're not going to be able to fix the present to get there. Okay? So let me throw that out of the way. I have a whole bunch of notes. So I'm sorry if I look away from the camera. I'm slightly nervous because this is my first team call, but as I go along, I'll get more energetic about this. I'm sorry if any of you guys are afraid of swear words or sensitive to that. Knowing the person that was just before me, I hope the shit you aren't afraid of swear words, because as I get going, some of it's going to fly. All right? Damn, it's actually hot down here. I'm actually in my gym right now, and there's not a lot of airflow, and whew. All right, cool. All right, so I did a live video yesterday, I think it was yesterday, talking about how I just did a training call with Josh Coates last night. Maybe that was this morning. I can't even remember. I don't even know what day it is. I did a training call with Josh Coates the other night, and a lot of what he said really hit home to what I'm going to be talking about tonight. So I'm actually going to be pulling some of the things that he was saying. For those of you who do not know Josh Coates, he is a huge Beachbody push coach. It's not like a motivational coach. It's not like an inspirational coach. It's not even a Beachbody coach. It's somebody to make you push yourself to the extreme. So a lot of what I'm going to be saying tonight, he's already said in that training last night, just because it just so happened that it lined up with what I want to talk to you guys about tonight. So like I said, a lot of you guys probably know where I started 6 months ago. Melissa just kind of gave you a quick history since I started Beachbody. But let me go back a little bit further than that. couple of years ago, let me start before a couple of years ago. I've been in construction for over 10 years now. I worked in theater and film production, did a bunch of big blockbuster movies like Batman and One Shot, which was also turned out to be Jack Reacher, a couple other films. But I've been doing construction for a lot of years. I worked with my uncle for a bunch of years as a contractor, and he was kind of teaching me how to do things. But even before that, I was building the sets back in high school for our musicals. So I've been around construction for years. And as I work with other contractors and as I work with other people, I learn a little bit of stuff, but I also find that I don't necessarily like working for somebody. I don't necessarily like following all of their policies and procedures. I don't like following rules. I really hate that, actually. I like making my own rules. I'm just like kind of like a lone wolf. I just kind of like to go do my own thing. So about 6 years ago, I started my own company. I started Boggs Construction. And at that point, I thought I knew a whole bunch of stuff about the business. I thought I knew how to run a business. And I figured, hey, you know what? I'm going to start this business. I have a tool belt. I have a hammer. I have a circular saw in this hand. I'm going to go put it out on Facebook, tell everybody that I'm a contractor, and damn it, it's going to be awesome, right? No, it wasn't. Because no one saw this 20-something-year-old as any carpenter that knew how to do something. If you just said, hey, I'm a brand new carpenter, or I came over and told you that I'm a brand new carpenter, are you going to let me put a hole in your wall? Are you going to let me deal with the electric in your house or the plumbing in your house? No, because I'm brand new. I don't have the experience, and I'm also not showing you my value as a carpenter and as a contractor. I have to basically prove myself to you that I can do what I say I can do. So it took me a long time to get my company up and running. When I say a long time, I mean I went on Craigslist for a lot of jobs. There's times that I went to go work for another handyman. There was times that I went back and worked for the theater companies that I made less than minimum wage for, just because it was some kind of money. But I kept talking to everybody I knew about what I was doing because I was super passionate about it. I love what I was doing. I just couldn't gain that traction. I couldn't get that first job or that second job to come right after it to gain momentum with what I was doing. So it was really frustrating, but I kept on pushing. I kept on trying to learn more, to try to push myself out there, to try to talk to people about what I was doing. Fast forward a few years down the road, about 6 years where I am now, I'm at a point now where I am not advertising my business at all because I don't have to. People come to me because they've heard from somebody else, oh, this guy does really good work, so call Greg. And I don't have to advertise, and I have people calling me, and I'm like, hey, I don't have time for this. I don't have the availability to do this. If you can wait a few more months, a few more weeks, or whatever, I can get to you. And the reason I tell you this is that I know there's some new coaches on this call. I know there's some veteran coaches on this call. And there's people just like me that have been in this for a little bit, but maybe haven't had that traction yet. It'll come. It takes time. It takes consistency. It takes putting yourself out there every single day to tell that person, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I know how to do. And I want to share that with you guys. The one other thing I want to share with you before I really get into this call is that I know Beachbody is a very uncomfortable, or no, sorry, not Beachbody, but coaching. Sharing this journey is very, very uncomfortable. But as a business by itself, we actually have it fairly easy because our buy-in for this company to become an active coach is $40. You don't have to buy Shakeology to get in here. You don't have to buy a program. You have to spend $40 to get into your program, to become a coach and just say, hey, hi, this is what I'm doing. For me to be a contractor, right now, I probably have over $150,000 tied up in materials and tools and buildings and supplies just to do my job. We don't have to do anything like that here. All we have to do is be the product of the product. We drink our Shakeology, we work out, and we share our experience. That is the best thing that I can come up with to say that we have an opportunity. I don't want to say it's an easy opportunity because it's really uncomfortable to share, but we have an opportunity to help tons of people. And we don't have to spend tons of money to do it. We just have to get over ourselves and get out of our damn heads to be successful. All right, so let me get into this thing here. Okay, so just like you guys, when I started out with my fitness journey, I was super, super uncomfortable. April, somebody that I graduated high school with, and she reached out to me at my lowest point and said, "Hey, hey, I remember you from high school. I know you're feeling really shitty right now, but let me help you figure out your life." And I'm like, you know what? I can't control anything else. I need to do something in my life. I'm going to grab a hold of this. I'm going to go all in, and I'm just going to do something because I needed to try something. And after that first month of being a challenger, I was like, I saw what coaches were posting. I saw what other people were doing. I saw results in other people. I saw what other people can do, and I wanted that for myself. So the next month I joined up as a coach because I wanted to share, even after only a month, I wanted to share what I got from that first experience. But my problem was I was super uncomfortable with myself. I let my own thoughts get in my way of reaching out to people and sharing my story. Sorry. I told myself that how could I, the heaviest person on this team, the dude with the long hair and the weird beard, how can I share my story among a team full of women who are awesome that I don't even know all of them? How can I have an impact with you guys? How can I have an impact with somebody else? I'm nobody. I don't know how to eat healthy. I don't know how to really work out. I don't know how to coach somebody else to help them. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna dive headstrong into personal development. I'm gonna go listen to every single coach call I can. I'm gonna talk to every single person I can to try to find out more information. But that only got me to the point where I knew what I had to do. That doesn't mean I did it, because I still set up my own blocks in my head. I said, you know what? If I could do this, if I could say exactly the right thing, if I could show them exactly the right move to do in this workout, if I could show people how I feel, I could be successful. But I couldn't show people. I couldn't do that because I was so uncomfortable with myself. I set up my own roadblocks inside my head. Sorry, I am so super thirsty over here. So the more personal development that I did, the more I talked to people, the more I listened to the other coach calls on this team, to other teams, to top trainers, to anybody I can really listen to, the more I figured, as I shared more of my story, I gained more confidence. As I worked out every day, I could see the results I had for myself, and I gained more confidence. As I started to eat healthier and learn how to make my next meal and to share that with my wife who eats like shit and to share that with my friends, I gained more confidence. Because as I'm learning to do stuff and better myself, I can share that with somebody else. So as I'm learning to share this with somebody else, I listened to more personal development because I wanted to be that next leader. I wanted to be that person that could share my story with somebody else and have an impact with somebody else. And because I did more personal development and because I gained more confidence, guess what that led to? More confidence. The more I wanted to share, the more I wanted to talk to people. I want to talk to everybody now. It's insane. Like, I can't shut up about this shit. I was at a meeting tonight with the Children's Museum of Pittsburgh I'm one of their contractors, and we're talking about this fair that's coming up in the end of this month. The first thing I did, everybody's, oh my God, you lost so much weight. Like, let me tell you guys a story. And the first 20 minutes of my meeting with 6 other people was about what I'm doing. Because I'm at a point now where I want to share everything I am at a point where I can share everything that I feel, because I found a way to get out of my head. And that's what I want to share with you guys tonight, is how to get over your own objections. Like I said, one of the things I was doing a lot was personal development. I'm a contractor at work, so I can just throw some headphones in and listen to whatever I want. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to jam out the tunes, or I'm going to put on a YouTube video and I'm going to, watch cartoons or some shit while I'm painting the wall. Which is what I used to do, because I didn't care. I just want to be entertained, and it's fine. But I wanted to better myself. I saw what top coaches were doing. I saw what you guys in this group are doing for other people, and I wanted to have the same kind of impact. So I had to better myself. I had to find a way to get over my damn self. I didn't actually read that book. I'm just using the title. So one of the things I listen to a lot, I listen to audiobooks. I listen to the Energy Bus. And that made a huge impact, just because I was that negative person. I was that person that just went to work and found everything wrong with everybody else that was around me, and I couldn't see the good in what was coming up. I just figured everything else was happening to me, and I couldn't control it. But as you get through that book, as you learn more, you can actually change what's happening to you and what's happening around you by changing your mind, by changing your energy. Hopping on that energy bus can change your attitude, can change the attitude that's around you, and then it can change your world. Okay. I've been listening to GoPro. I've been listening to Millionaire School. I jumped into the Dash for Diamond training group that just ended recently, which, by the way, I also shared all of those videos with you guys on our VU page. Make sure that becomes part of your personal development, because that is awesome, awesome training. I listen to top coaches. I listen to Caleb Thomas, Jimmy Hayes Nelson, Melanie Mitro. We share things like Gary Vee, who is the fuck king. And he is the best person to get you out of your head. Get over your damn self. Forget about what the people next to you are saying. Don't listen to the negative bullshit that people are throwing at you. Just do what you need to do to be you. And again, like I said, I listen to Josh Coates, who is an awesome, awesome push coach. He makes you want to throw up, because he makes you want to find that next goal. He wants to make you push yourself. It is he's an awesome guy. So anyways, the more development you do, the more we wonder, what if I did what they're actually telling me to do? You can sit there and wonder and listen to everything that somebody's telling you to do, but until you actually act on it, you'll never know what actually can be. You have to act on what you know. Now, some of you guys starting out, you might not know that. You might not know what to say. You might not know the best solution for somebody, and that's fine. That takes time. Just like when I was a contractor and just starting out, I didn't know the best way to go run wire. I didn't know the best way to go plumb in something. I had to learn that. And the best way to do that is through experience. I took action on my job, and I pushed through, and I learned through things. I watched YouTube. I watched somebody plumb something. I watched somebody fix a car. I watched somebody weld. Just like we can watch coaches interact with other people, we can learn to be better coaches. But until we actually act on it and we practice what we're actually learning, and we're practicing what we're preaching, we're not going to get anywhere. We're not going to gain that traction. We're not going to gain anybody's trust. If you don't push yourself to be the best product of the product, or the best you, no one's going to trust you to cut a hole in their wall. No one's going to trust you to knock down their barriers and actually get some work done. Going on to my page 2. Okay. So I told you guys I listen to a lot of training from coaches. Coaches put a lot of information out there for us to learn because they want us to be better. They want to share their experiences with us, and they want to share their knowledge and what they have been through. But again, if you don't act on it, you're not going to gain anywhere. And here's the thing. The top trainers in the network marketing business, they know that. So they will actually tell you all of their trade secrets, every single little detail that they do on a daily fucking basis. And they're like, I'll tell you all this shit because you know what? 90% of you won't do a damn thing about it. Sorry, it just started raining like a mother over here. But seriously, if you don't take action on what you're learning and what you're actually thinking, those what ifs are just going to stay what ifs. They never will be what they are. They'll always be what ifs. So let me ask you this question. Going back to the what ifs. What if, obviously you guys are all coaches, whether you're starting off or whether you're a diamond coach or just kind of in the middle like me, but what if the coach that asked you to be here didn't act on what they knew? Where would you be? I know I'd still be that 350-pound plus person middle of my life trying to figure out which direction I want to go right up the fucking river. I don't know where I'd be, seriously, besides miserable, and I don't even know. Where would you be? Where would you be if somebody in your life didn't take action for you? And just kind of keep in mind when you're doing your invites with people. I know it might be uncomfortable opening yourself up to some strange person, or even like sometimes it's harder to open yourself up to your best friend. But you know what? You don't know all the shit that they're going through. And sometimes by you being uncomfortable and sharing your story and sharing where you are, you might just save that person. You might be able to bring them here so that they can save somebody else. Everybody has their own story. Everybody comes from like their own walks of life, but everybody starts in the same spot. Everybody has their own ground zero. They come here to get built up. Everybody here has something to offer to somebody else. And you already know what you have. You have it inside your own head. You have it inside your soul to be able to help somebody else. All you have to do is get out of your head. You have to learn to get uncomfortable. You have to learn to be comfortable with getting uncomfortable. Starting off on my fitness journey, like I said, I was a 350-pound dude in a team of women. And the first thing that April said to me was, "Hey, I want you to send me your goodbye pictures." And I'm like, okay. So I took 2 sets of goodbye pictures, one with her shirt on, the shirt off. And I sent April both of them. I'm like, I don't want this shit anywhere. You said that you wanted them. That's fine. That's as far as this goes. She's like, okay, we'll see about that. Because I think after like the first month of being a coach and seeing even more positive vibes come my way, and even being able to push that right back out and seeing that other people are picking up on what I'm putting out there, I'm like, you know what? Somebody needs to hear your story. Somebody needs to know where I am right now, and somebody needs to know where I'm going. And somebody might actually go along. Somebody might say, hey, you know what? I'm going to follow this guy. I might not say anything for right now, but I'm going to follow this guy and see where he's going. I want to see if he's real. I want to see if he's actually going to stay with us. So I shared my story once or twice before. I actually posted my pictures with all of us kind of hanging out. And I did this really long story, and I put pictures there, and I hit post, and I just walked away. Because I was afraid of what the world was going to say about me. Because I knew what I thought about myself. I could only imagine what other people thought about me. But the support that came flowing in from all of you guys and from all my family and friends and people I didn't even fucking know, that made me push further. That made me push harder with my own journey. that made me push to where I am today, to the point where I can talk to you guys about my own story, about where I came from, so hopefully you guys can share that with your coaches and with your friends. There is so much negative bull crap in the world. I'm going off of a tangent. I don't care. There is so much negative bull crap in the world right now. I can't watch the news because there is so much negativity there. I can't even watch some of my news feed on my Facebook. I have to defriend people. I have to unfollow people. There's some bad stuff out there that people just keep on getting brought down by outside sources. What about the inside sources? What about the things in your head? I can't unfollow those voices in my head. I can't. I've never been an alcoholic. I've never been a smoker. I've never been addicted to anything. What about those voices? What about those things that keep dragging you down? And people love to focus on the negative stuff, but they can't focus on the positive things. They can't see the good in themselves. There's so much negativity. That's all we can focus on. That's what we've been bombarded with every single day is negativity. But I made it my goal to put back as much positive feed, much positive vibes, and as much positive power back into the world as possible, to try to help that one person that might be down on their luck, that might be in that hole. They're like, I don't know what else to do. I want to be someone's light. That's a hashtag that we have in our group. That was part of like, what's your word thing? Some of you might have seen this, some of you not have. My word was reborn, because what this community has done for me, what you guys have done for me, has not only brought me back from where I was, but it made me a new person. The old Greg would not want to talk to you guys about my feelings. The old Greg would not want to share my sweaty selfies with you guys. The old Greg wouldn't give two shits about trying to really help somebody else. Like, I always wanted to fix people's problems, which is why one of the reasons why I became a contractor. But I don't want to talk about feelings. I don't want to talk about myself. You guys showed me a different way. You guys, by sharing your story and being the best you could be, have brought me back to life. And I know that if you guys did that for me, you guys can do that for yourself, or for other people. Shit, where was I now? All right, now I'm going to try to go back on script, and I got to find my place. So sorry. Okay, going back to some of the negative stuff that you have going on inside yourself. We all compare ourselves to somebody else. And I'm going to try not to screw up this quote that I hear from Melissa and April and some people. But don't compare your stage 2 or your page 2 with somebody else's page 24. Somebody else is further along in their journey than you are. How can you ever compare to that person? You can't. They're in a different place. They've been doing this longer than you. Like, I can't compare myself to Scotty Hobbs or to Caleb Johnson because they've been doing this thing for years. Just like a brand new contractor or a new carpenter can't compare themselves to me because I've been in this business for 10 years, over 10 years. Whether I'm doing movie theater or I'm doing my own damn thing, somebody else coming right to me. But I want to teach that person. Do the same thing. But stop comparing yourself to somebody else. Comparison is one of the worst things we can do for ourselves. And that just compare yourself to somebody else, the more it's going to put yourself down. And the more you put yourself down, the less confidence you're going to have in yourself, the less you're going to want to share your story. And like I said, there's already enough of that in the world. We don't need to do that to ourselves. Um, all right, I can't read my own writing on that one. So the next thing I want to kind of share with you guys is it's kind of with the negativity and kind of the flow of things, but where your focus goes, energy will follow. Stop focusing on the negative things in your life. Oh, I can't fit into this stuff. Oh, I can't do as many burpees as a Shaun T. I can't do all this stuff. Start focusing on where you want to go. Start focusing on the things that you want. The more you focus on that stuff, the more likely it is to happen. And I'm going to tell you a little story. I can't remember who I heard it from. Like I said, I do a crap ton of personal development. But somebody like to go mountain biking with their friend. And they were noticing that as they're going down through that, looking at all the rocks, all the roots and the ruts and everything, and as they're going down through single one of them. So, off his bike, get hit with something, run into a tree, because he's focusing on all these little obstacles that he has on his road that he could just keep on hitting everything. And he's asking his friends, like, how do you do this? How do you not hit everything? Like, I don't pay. I look at where I'm going. I look at the road ahead of me. I don't focus on those little bumps. I don't try to go around these little rocks, around these little everything, because I'm looking forward. I go over top of my road, but it's a lot shorter, and I get to where I want to be a hell of a lot faster because my focus is there. So therefore, I am going. I want you guys to look at your future. I want you to envision your future. I know we talk about doing vision boards and get to pay off debt and to have a nice car and be thing. But I want you guys to envision your future. Where are you going to be as a coach? Where are you going to be as a person 6 months from now? Where are you going to be as a person a year, 10 years from now? What kind of person are you going to be? Because if you can think about where you want to be or what kind of person you want to be, you can find ways to get there. So, okay, if you can figure out where you want to be and you can figure out how to get there, you can start acting today like the person that you are at that point. For me, I want to be, I want to do talkbacks. I want to follow Jimmy Hayes Nelson and go up on that stage. I want to share my story to encourage people to get uncomfortable. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I am getting uncomfortable and trying to share stuff with you guys. I know I'm not that person. I'm not that far along my journey, but I'm getting there. And that's where I want to go. So that's what I'm going to keep pushing towards. And that's what I'm going to tell myself that I am. I am a leader. I am a motivational leader. I am an inspiration to somebody else. And the more you tell yourself that you are, then you are. You're not going to be lying to other people. You're not going to be telling people, oh, I make, a 7-figure income. You're not going to be telling people that 6 business centers and you have your Mercedes-Benz and all this other kind of crap. But you're basically going to be telling yourself that you are where you want to be. You have to convince yourself that it's happen. Just like in the morning, if you guys get up super early like I do and have to push play before with your day, I have to convince myself every day that this is what I want to do. I have to convince myself that I am the fit Greg that I always felt was way back in high school, even though I was the biggest guy I knew. I always felt like I was that skinny kid trapped in a fat guy's body. And now I'm actually seeing that I can be that fit, healthy person, and things are happening to get there because I'm telling myself that I'm that person. I just have to work to get there. I know that if you guys are struggling in your business, if you guys are struggling with your own personal journey, you guys can do the same thing too. You guys can find those ways to make your business take off. You can make your personal growth a lot better. You guys can really mind. You have to act on it. That's the biggest that people do. Going back to the okay, remember at the class, who are you? Where were you? Where are you now? And I want you guys to define yourself. Who are you? Come up with some terms for who you are. Like for myself, I said, I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm a friend, I'm a contractor. But if you only those kinds of things, those are who I am now. That's not what I am in the 6 months from now. That's not where I am in the future. So define yourself with what you want to be in the future. I am the owner of 2 businesses that I built myself. I am the coach that everybody else is looking for. I am the leader of leaders. I am the health and fitness coach that everybody wants to be with. And I tell myself that every single day. I push myself every day to be the things. Some days I come short. Some days I hit it on the head. And the more you think about who you are and what you are, the better person you can be, the better coach you can be, the better business owner that you can be. I have no idea what my time limit is here, but I'm just kind of going. So the next step is, after you figure out who you are, is like, how do you share yourself? How do you come across as somebody else as a business owner? Do you post on social media as someone who just likes to take pictures of your food and your sweaty selfies? Like, do you just post random shit up there? Do you post as someone who is on a journey to better themselves? You post as a health and fitness coach looking to help those in need? Or are you marketing yourself as Beachbody? People can go anywhere online and buy a Beachbody product. It's everywhere. I get up in the morning and my wife has TV on and there's an infomercial with Shailene or Shaun T jumping around on my screen. I'm like, holy shit, I can go buy that stuff right now. Let me go call this 800 number, blah, blah, blah. Do you think you're important or something? Maybe I am. I don't know. But basically, how are you marketing? People don't come to us to buy Beachbody products. People come to us for an experience. People come to you. Oh, okay. That's good. We're not here to sell Beachbody. We're not here to sell. We're here to share an experience. We're here to share our experience with and if we're not doing that on social media, if we're not doing that in our everyday life and talking to everybody about our experience, then we're doing ourselves a disservice, and we're doing the person that we want to reach a disservice. Because if we are Beachbody, we're not Carl Deichler. We're not any of the trainers. I don't look like Shaun T. So I can't be that person. Okay? We are who we are. And once we get over the things that we put up in our own heads, we can show the world who we are. We can make an impact for everybody. We can save lives by sharing who we are. And all we have to do is act on what we know and get over our own selves. I think that's all I got. That's pretty much my little spiel for tonight. I jumped off topic a few different times. I really appreciate you guys letting me come over and talk tonight. I know I talked for a while. Melissa, did you say you did recognition tonight? Okay. Let me do a little bit of that because Melissa, if you want to stop recording, you can. If not, I can just keep on going. There's some really cool things going on in our on our team this week. First off, has everybody seen the SC board and the top earners board for this week? Holy shit on that board. SC 10 plus earners for this week are April Mellon, Michael White, Daniel Rhodes, Heather Shields, Melissa Meredith Long, and Terry Means. SC5, sorry if I messed somebody's name because I'm poor with pronunciation. Rich Matto, Glon Callis, and Mark Ludwig, which is also Melissa. SC5. Things coming up. There's 3 days left in this month to hit to make. You only have to have people to hit SC5. So whenever you hit success this month, it's it might have P90X on it. It might have Carl Taylor's fake tattooed on it or something. I don't know. But anyways, free shit. Free shit's always good, right? I don't know if everybody froze or if I froze, but I'm just going to keep on talking. Shout out to Rayanne Nicole for selling her first challenge pack. That is awesome. Why is there so much feedback? I don't know. I've been talking for about an hour. Lauren Alper for growing your team by coach today. And if you guys have not voted for Melissa, what are you doing? Help this girl get on that Stages Summit. Help her win the money that she deserves. Help her get the recognition that she deserves because she is fucking awesome. For those of you who are doing group month, do what you guys are doing. We are hosting a free pizza groups, and Monday we're doing healthy pizzas for 5 days. If you guys want to jump in on that, go right ahead. Also, a new code on Monday. So that's going to be a 30-day program on Vimify. I'm sure the post and the link for that's going to be coming up very shortly, so everybody can get registered for that. It is now 9:30. That's all I got. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble for this past hour, and I really appreciate it. So you guys have a good night. Peace.
Bye, guys. I will get this recording up as soon as I can.